Hi guys, welcome to Manhood Explained. My name is Camille. Today is 1st of September 2020. Welcome to video number 249. Listen, lately there are a few things that we're going through in our marriage and our plans and we have few projects that we just starting to apply, let's say, in our life. And there's some changes that we had to do here and there, and some plans, and it kind of pushed me to think about change and how would that have an impact, especially because I experienced few things that I'm going to tell you later that kind of pushed me towards understanding that there's more to change by itself than you may think. And so let me just start with like stating obvious. The first thing that I want you, and you're supposed to understand it, but you probably do, that change by itself, it doesn't matter if it is something rapid or something that it's just coming and you can anticipate it. It tells a lot about you, and it tells a lot about you to yourself if you pay close attention, if you give yourself time to kind of see, okay, how did I do? How did I, what happened? Was that something that I took this bull by the horns, or something that I troubled and had so much issues with? Because you see, when life goes on, everything's fine. Everything's fine. You can play. You can fake who you are, and just sell and market yourself as the best guy around. But the test itself comes when change just shows up. Something unexpected, or something that just shocks you. And then you know that from that moment in time when you understood that, everything will change. Everything will be different. How do you react? Because you see, this is the moment that you basically pushed against the wall. And as they say, you'll never know who you are if you never seen yourself, how you behave when you are pushed against the wall. So that's why I want you to be able to look at your present, or even look at your past, and kind of figure it out. Is it something that you're afraid of? Is there something that you're able to deal with? Maybe you're not afraid. Maybe you're just maybe you're able to just face it every time. But let's say it straight. Some of you will be this kind of guys that even if the change will come in few months, you say, yeah, we've got so much time. And then something happens in the meantime, and then you end up, saying that you don't have time at all. And, and this change, even though you had so much time, you fail, or you have to find some workarounds to do this or that to make it happen, to make it work. So that's why I want you to understand, what is your position in changes? Are you easy and okay with dealing with them, or there's something that you're supposed to work on? And you say, okay, but I get it. You don't want to lose the battles in life, whatever. But why is that important? And there's coming point number 2, which is kind of fascinating, and this is something that I kind of discovered more in this last few weeks in my relationship with the project that we're running. You see, the fact is that you are someone who is observed all the time. If you look at, if you kind of switch the situation, switch the gears, and basically look at your relationship from position of your girl. She's the one who wants protection, who she wants basically to be taken care of. She cares about your house, about your family more than you do. That's obvious because she's much more emotional, and it's much easier for her to feel extreme emotions that you don't really know how to deal with or even how to name. And that's why many times she will observe you. When everything's fine, maybe she wants to have equal right to say what's going on, but then something goes wrong, she's gonna immediately look at you. And that'll be with most of the girls. And it's not bad, because as I always say, this is the situation that you may shine, and that's why I'm talking about it. Because if you shine, it's cool, because every change it builds your position in her eyes. But if you don't, it goes completely the other way around. And it escalates. Meaning that if it's everything goes right, then your position rises. But then if everything goes down, it doesn't stay the same. She sees that you're not able to deal with changes. And because she's observing you all the time, especially in this kind of situations, then it just proves who you really are. Because let's say it straight, as I said, it's so easy to be when we're having crash, when we're just hanging out and everything's cool, life is great. But then the truth comes out when changes, shocks you and kind of surprises you. And then what do you do? And you see, so, okay, these are two things. One, what does change mean to you? How are you able to deal with it? And second, know that she's observing you. And this, how you deal with change, will have direct impact on how she sees you. But then it's point number 3. When you put those two together, you've got to understand that change in the long term, it's something that shows your leadership skills, or lack of it. Because let's say it straight, there are situations that you can react really cool and be great. And I had so many of these situations. Like, I don't know, a few years ago, that was interesting story. Because my girl, she lost her job. They just closed the position for no apparent reason. And I remember she's calling me and she's kind of afraid to talk to me. And she says, they laid me off. They fired me. And I said, so? Enjoy the time. Everything's gonna be fine. We're gonna find another job. It's not a problem. Maybe you'll have time to take some time off. Maybe go, help your mother, spend time with your aunt, or sit at home and just have fun, for a change. And I remember she told me that I was surprising because she didn't know how I am gonna react. And that's cool. That's great. And but then this is how you react. Cool. You played it cool, good for you. But then how do you react in the long run? Maybe if change has more, when the change brings much more change than you expected, how do you behave? Do you get angry? Do you get frustrated? Are you full of fear? Are you just kind of backing like kind of retrieving, and then she cares and she sees that nobody's taking care of this, so she'll do it even though it'll cost her much more of her strength and stress, probably, for hundreds of reasons. But that will show you how you were able to deal with it in the long run, and that will show you not only how you react to change, but how you deal with it in the long run. What is your level of leadership in whatever comes, and with dealing with every impact and every consequence of the change in the long run. So listen, I don't want to scare you and put you, oh my god, another thing that I need to understand, another thing that I need to deal with. Listen, all of us will experience change. Whether the long run, something that you can expect, or something that's gonna just shock you, because that's going to be so the change is going to happen so quickly. It doesn't really matter. Everyone is going to experience that. And I don't want you to be kind of overwhelmed by it, by the idea itself that you have to deal with it. But I want you to kind of look at it from a completely different perspective. I want you to see, okay, so if change is like a test, if she's going to observe me and she's going to look at how I deal with it, and it will have direct impact if that's kind of raises my position in her eyes or completely diminished my meaning in the relationship, then maybe I can use it to my advantage. Because listen, there'll be, I hope, in our lifetime, there'll be just few kind of life-threatening things that will happen in your life. Most of changes will happen. You can expect it if you know it or you don't. Some things will change, will happen. So for most of them, you can at least mentally prepare. And this is why I want you to look at it this way. That most of the battles will be something that you might, to some degree, expect. So use those to your advantage. Use those to build your position in your relationship. Not only react well, but then take leadership, take this whole thing, and kind of pull your whole family through that. And you're going to do it once, twice, more, and then you will see that she will completely be able to trust you just because of her experience. And that's why change is so important. Because it's interesting to understand that many times change for you was like meh, but for her, not so really. And I experienced that, a few days ago when we talked about one of the projects, and I was just like, oh, come on, let's not do it. I was just kidding, and she said, don't make it even harder than it is. And I just look at her and said, I'm just kidding, just joking. But I understood then that even though for me it's something that I can joke about, for her it may not be. So that's why I would rather understand this truth and prepare myself for the things to come, so I could just basically prove myself to myself and to her and show how much I care and how much I'm capable of taking us through whatever happens, rather than being surprised and just not know about it and then lose my position just because I don't have enough self-confidence in myself that I'll be able to do it. So listen, this is what I want you to take from this video. Change will happen, whether you like it or not. And then you are observed, and it will help you or completely kind of diminish your position. So that's why I want you to understand this truth, and I want you to be able to do something about it, especially with the changes that are coming, and you know that they'll be here sooner or later. Use it to your advantage. Build your self-confidence. Because if you'll be able to deal with those that you can expect, then sooner or later you'll have enough self-confidence to deal with whatever happens, even if something's going to just show up rapidly. So think about it and do something about it. Because now when you know that you are observed, now you can use it to build your position and really kind of take not only the control, but build this whole thing as your own kingdom that you can really deal with and rule with love and love and skill. If you like this video, like, share and comment. And if you didn't, comment as well. Tell me what you think and what is your experience. And if there's anything you want me to talk about, just give me a shout and I'll be glad to do it for you. That being said, see you tomorrow.